Kick.
What up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show. Though I was just told offline that I look like Mr. Rogers, so if you guys don't like sweaters,
Mr. Rogers is a national treasure. First of all,
I agree with you, and I don't see what's wrong with that. It's a cashmere sweater. It's nice.
It's a nice, comfy sweater.
Be comfortable,
right? So
Bruce.
Anyway,
first of all, who the fuck told you that?
Michelle. But anyway,
Right.
But if you like the show, we start over now.
I thought I was leading off. You just asked me to do it, and then you did it.
But anyway, smash the like button, subscribe, say something hateful about David Papayan.
Oh, you said my name correctly.
I didn't mean to say it correctly. I wanted to say Papayan.
Anyway.
But anyway, guys, what's everybody drinking? And by the way, I did this about 6 weeks without any alcohol.
Yeah, and you actually showed up for the show too, which is impressive.
Which
yeah, it does. Start not drinking around a bunch of people that are drinking. It is like one of the most horrible times, honestly.
Oh, I did. By the way, I did lose. I know that Mark did as well. I did lose a really good friend. His name was, when I knew him, was John Grow. He didn't take a different name. He just chose a more professional name as he got older and wanted to go with Michael Grow, which is obviously part of his name. But dude was awarded the Purple Heart, solid individual, spent over 20 years in the military, like myself, got out and went to work at the VA. And he helped me get, my claim went through one time only. And I got 100% total and permanent. So I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying he continued his service, past service. And dude, just really, I'm taking in some foolproof right now because of that. So, everybody raise a glass to John Michael Grow. Solid dude, going way too soon. Unfortunate.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's a very solid dude.
I'm sorry to hear
Mark,
that.
you had somebody too. Mark, didn't you have somebody?
Yeah, so all right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
We can hear you. Yeah, you got some lag on your video, but we can hear you fine.
It's like you're in an old Korean or Chinese movie where it's like, you want to fight?
Hey, he's talking about a friend.
Let him no, I'm just saying that's what it looked like. The way he's like Max.
I see what you're saying. Exactly, Max Headroom. I did get that.
Sorry, I was.
Oh shit, that's funny. All right, I'll try to push through. So, yeah, shout out to he's one of my extended big brothers. Actually, was one of my brother's best friends growing up, which meant he was one of my big brothers. And he did get me out of some shit a few times in Norfolk. He was in the Air Force at Langley Air Force Base, and I was in the Navy over at NOB, the big naval base in Norfolk. And I kind of surprised him a couple times, popping up in some clubs that I was not old enough to be in. Got into some shit a couple times, dealing with some girls we shouldn't have been dealing with. We didn't give a damn if your boyfriend. We didn't care if your boyfriend was there or not. If she was willing, we were willing. Fuck you if you're in your face. Do something about it. But anyway,
we don't need to.
Shout out to my guy Ralph.
We were in the Wayback Machine on that one.
I felt like I was there.
Shout out to my brother Skeeter. Love and miss you, brother. He's still Navy over Air Force.
Well, I mean, it should be a pretty good Army Navy game this year, not this next weekend, but the following weekend. I was going to go to it, but I went to the Tennessee Vanderbilt game this weekend, which was a good time. But man, at stadium, I remember standing there in the tunnel going to our seats, and I was thinking, I took a picture of it, and I stood there for about 30 minutes, missed most of the first quarter, and trying to get to our seats, right? And
That's crazy.
And what I would tell you about it is, I remember as I made the turn going towards my seats, I was like, man, I looked right at the people that were around me. I was like, if anything happens, you just have to expect we're going to all die. Because if we can't even get to our seats, what's the chances of us all be able to get out of there on time?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're just going to die,
beings, Yeah.
But no, it was, it was a good game, good times. And so, I meant to ask, did anybody do anything fun for Thanksgiving? Yeah.
I got to go home. It was the first time I've been home, like on a vacation, and my parents and I were trying to figure it out. It's actually been quite some time, in terms of like just being up there for the whole holiday, and plus the fact I'm going back for Christmas, later this month, obviously. That was great. I mean, I'm super grateful, like, of my folks, my family. You guys know I've been going through a little bit of a tough time here, and it was really just healing, honestly, like, to get to spend time with my folks. So it was really good. It was really good.
Nice.
That's great.
Anybody else got anything they want to talk about in there? Otherwise, we can go straight talking about bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. But, we were able to move Mom back into her new home over the weekend, right after Thanksgiving. Finally back, a little bit over a year to the day when she lost everything in that house fire.
Okay.
But
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Finally in her new home, she's just
She tickled
over the moon. Oh man, she over the moon. She couldn't sit still. It was just look at everything.
Nice.
I mean, yeah.
That's
I'm gonna say something that's kind of hateful real quick. Just realize I'm not trying to say it because I don't agree with this. But I was reading statistics the other day, which is not a shock to me, but I was reading some different markings about different constituencies everywhere and this, that, and whatever. And what I was doing was doing data set comparison. It's not relevant to this part of the story. The part that I found interesting was West Virginia came in as one of the least healthiest states. And I was sitting there going, if there was a state ever in this nation outside of Texas that I'd want as my backup to go to war, it's going to be West Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Oh, a little old fashioned. That's a guy that's part of. He's got a podcast himself. I heard about him the other day. I think his name is. Hold on, I can tell you.
Oh, yeah, cheers, a little old fashioned. Look at that.
Yeah,
man, Dave, if you comment on here, we're gonna read it probably.
Yeah.
That's
more than likely.
So
Michelle,
cheers, a little old fashioned. Thank you for joining us.
had met him when he had come into her store, and I don't remember she told me his name. I forgot it, but she was all excited to tell me about it. I was like, well, that's good. I'm glad you told me about it, sweetheart.
He has a real podcast.
He probably does.
No,
Chad. That's right. It is.
Man.
It is Chad. I'm going through here and I'm trying to look, and he goes, "It's Chad." I'm like,
Chad.
no.
He can hear you.
Anyway, Chad, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Chad, yeah, thanks for joining us, Chad.
Appreciate Chad.
But anyway, so anything else anybody wants to talk about before we start talking about bourbon?
Mm-hmm.
What's everybody drinking?
We can do that. So thanks for the shout out and the laugh. I'm drinking. You want to go first? Go first, Mark.
Back to an old favorite.
There it is.
Keeping it simple. I've been too damn busy to do much shopping. I picked up a bottle and I left it in North Carolina with my brother. So yeah, other stuff packed up. It's just stuff, some boxes around here.
I hear you. Did you say you were just in DC?
I'll be in Charlotte. Yeah, I'm back in DC now. I was in Charlotte for the
gotcha.
Yeah, for the holiday.
Yeah, well, I just left there.
15 hours of drive time.
Dude, that's what it felt like it took to get to the airport yesterday.
So I had a question for you when it comes to drive time. This is completely non-bourbon related, but I'm going to. My plan is to go to John's visitation and also his memorial, which is this weekend. And it's a 7-hour drive up to someplace in Illinois. Would you guys drive it or would you just fly?
For 7 hours, I might
Fly.
drive it. Well, you're a frequent flyer, first of all, and like it's a little bit easier of a maneuver. I think 7 hours, you're gonna blow 3 at the airport at the minimum, right?
Yeah.
Like just trying to get there. Like I'd rather be halfway there, for my time.
I'd probably drive.
Well, and I have control over my drive too.
You control over the vehicle, what you have in the vehicle, what you might pick up and put in the vehicle.
Right.
You go to and from.
I'd probably say I would drive it.
I was only thinking about that because Mark was talking about it. What was that again?
Yeah, for me, my normal cutoff is 5 hours. But going to Charlotte, so Charlotte puts me right at 5 coming from my dad's, 5 to 6 coming from here. If I was coming from the city itself, it would have been right about 5, but it was traffic. It was that I-95 corridor traffic.
Oh,
so,
it's miserable.
it was 8 down and 7 up.
The 95 is kind of miserable in a lot of places.
Well, you shouldn't hit that kind of holiday traffic. So
Chuck watches this podcast, the little old fashioned. Says, "Cheers, Chuck." That's hilarious. Go, we got a loyal viewer of a different channel. It's great. We're doing awesome.
Jody, what part of Illinois is it?
I don't know. So Trevor sent me. Again, I'm back on my phone again looking.
That makes a difference.
So it's St. Philomena Catholic Church is where it's at. So I looked that up, and that's in Illinois, and it said it was like 7 hours away.
But like where?
I don't remember. I can probably try to look again, see if it comes up, and it'll tell me.
Because the name of a church probably is located in the town.
Yeah, that makes a difference in Illinois because the airport you would need to fly into.
Right, it's right outside of.
You could end up flying and then have
Peoria. I don't know if I said that correctly.
Okay, well, what airline do you fly?
Out of Nashville, we can fly anything.
He's asking what your usual is.
I don't have a usual. I really don't.
Okay, because Peoria only has 3 airlines that fly there. I think they're at 3 now, maybe 4. They may have picked up one. I know American, Delta, and it used to be one of the little El Cheapos.
Spirit.
Not Spirit, not Frontier. It's one of the lesser known El Cheapos.
Virgin?
But verify. Who?
I said Virgin.
Oh no, not Virgin. It'll come to me at a weird time. But anyway, I was just saying that because you could find yourself having to like flying to Chicago and then need to drive that 2 hours down to Peoria.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Then at that point is that
Yeah, it's no longer really worth it then to do all that and then rent a car and then drive two hours.
I don't think I would do that.
Or
you're thinking of Allegiant. Is who you're thinking of.
That's it. Yep, that's it. Allegiant. Yep, that's it.
Or you can get in a fight every time. American Airlines, United, and Allegiant.
Chuck says 8 hours.
It's United, not Delta. Okay. Yeah, it was 3. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the reason why and how long I'm gonna be there. Like if I'm just gonna be there for a day or something, I'm probably a lot more likely to fly on less hours.
Yeah.
But like if
I would fly if it was
I
would fly if it was a great. Anyway.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
We're at the bar, man. It's just something to talk about. Oh yeah, so I'm drinking.
Have bourbon on flight.
Yep. Redemption. the high rye.
There you go. Is that a pick?
This is a store pick, I believe. This is from.
Yeah, it's from down there when we were.
That's right.
Don's. Is that?
Yeah, over at Don's.
Fairview.
Yeah, in Fairview.
Okay.
And we're nearby where Bill
Okay.
John lives. That's I guess his local or whatever. We did the chili cook-off there and all that good stuff. It was good. It was good time.
It was good times.
It's been a while since I've been up to that shop. They have a good selection. What was I going to say? But yeah, I wanted something that was a little more heat forward, we'll say. Which this one's kind of like it starts off hot and then it kind of dips in the middle and then it comes back up on the end there with like I don't know, white pepper or something like that. Pretty good pick. I picked because tonight is the first snow of the season that we have here. To my knowledge, anyway, we got some flurries here. I got a picture of my dog covered in snow flurries.
And it's not even snowing right now.
It's not at all, really. Yeah, we don't. I don't think it's quite I mean, it's technically laying down, but like it's not gonna be an
It's not gonna stick.
It's just flurries. But yeah, it's just cold and funky. I was like, I want something a little bit warm to sip on here. I enjoy my first snow of the season.
It says it's a 95% chance of snow. Current temperature is 34 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
What about you, Gino? What are you drinking, buddy?
Gino is having some Redwood Empire Screaming Titan,
which we found out is a 5-year, and it's a
weeded bourbon. It is a weeded bourbon. The mash bill in it's 4% malt, 5 rye, 61 corn, and 30% wheat. 96 proof. Does not drink to the 96 proof level. It feels more like a regular, just 80 proof bourbon. Very delicious, very sweet. Does not taste young. I mean, I get almost like cooked peaches as part of the flavor profile in it. It's very nice in the finish. You get a little spiciness to it, little what seems to me like almost like a nutmeg flavor. Very delicious, and I'm probably gonna have to source another one.
Nice. I'm having I just bottled killed the last bit of my. I have 2 of these now, but
Weller Foolproof.
Weller Foolproof, and I will tell you that it's by far my favorite Weller product. Weller product.
Agree.
I mean, it's solid every time. It's solid every time. It has a great pour, and it's the king, in my opinion, the king of caramel taste.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of caramel on the front end,
100%,
and a lot of butter too. And and for it to be, I think it's right at a 130. It's either 125 or 130. What is it?
Should be 125.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a 114.
I think the one I have is a little hotter than that, and that's not a competition thing, but I almost found mine to be a little bit too hot. That like you get great caramel taste, but like you have to let it settle in your mouth a little bit first before you pick it up, because it does come in hot.
Yeah. But I like it. And to me, one of the things for higher proof, that's where I was going with that. For higher proof, one of the things I like about it a lot, it's not my fashion, let me put it differently, my perseverating about caramel and that warm butter, or even the bite. It's actually a really nice sit down with a good book. Matter of fact, I just got a new book, good book, by the fire and read. All right. And have one of those, or maybe even have a cigar or something of that nature. And I know I'm kind of giving the cliches of that, but that's not, that's really how I feel about it. Like it has, it has all the cinnamons, it has all the caramels, a little bit of nutmeg, but the biggest thing you get out of it, in my opinion, is the warm caramel, buttery taste.
Yeah.
That has a little bit of heat to it. That's really what it is for me.
Yes.
And it's my favorite of all the Weller. Yeah. And I've had them all, and in my opinion, it's just the best one. I like, sometimes I'll do a poor man's Pappy with 12 and an antique, but overall, this is, and I've got a few of those, so I'm fortunate in all those. She'll hooks me up, so I'm not gonna lie to you. So much appreciative.
That's awesome.
But anyway,
Weller, that Foolproof is one of my top 3.
I got from her the other day a store pick of single barrel Colonel Taylor. Oh my God, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was on point. So yeah. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So anyway, let's talk. Let's move it a little bit. So it's getting that time of year when it's a little bit cold, and we talked about some of the things we like to do. So real quick, we haven't done this in a while, but I think while I'm talking, David ought to look it up. But we ought to get a quote again out there, and the reason why is because we need to sit here and think about what are we doing for this time of year. Like what do you have a daily? And if you do, what is it? What's the criteria? If you don't have a daily, but you want to have a drink every afternoon because of this type of weather, what is it you want? What is that flavor profile that you have to have? Like that makes you think fall into winter, a little bit of snow, nice fire, stuff like that. Was that too difficult of a question for you guys?
No, maybe I'm up in there thinking. I was reading, trying to picture.
Just trying to put something in that category.
Well, like I've always told you guys, wintertime, the midwinter night drum is one of the ones I like to take out only if I'm burning a fire, because it picks
cold weather.
Yeah, it picks up. It's almost like a like if like wintertime apple cider or something. It picks up a lot of that natural taste that's in there. I don't know if it's from the wood. I don't know what it is that might be with the mash bill or whatever, but you pick up a lot of the different spices that they have in that. Now, I will tell you, for the rest of the time though, you can keep midwinter night drum because it's not something that is all that good for me. It's not one of my favorites by any means. So, but what I was saying about that is I can picture a place for that. However, if I was going to have a drink in the afternoon, what would I want? And when it's cold outside, you want something that's a familiar taste, right? I mean, think about how you make your coffee. If you have your coffee black, how would you want to have your bourbon? If you have your coffee with hazelnut or something like that in it, how would you want your bourbon? Because it's going to be, quite honestly, very much in the same profile, which is why I keep telling you guys, like strong hazelnut, nutmeg, caramel is what I want, which is going to be closer classified, in my opinion. I'm not a professional in this field, but in my opinion, is going to be closer to the weeded type bourbons. That mash bill specifically.
Yep. Yeah,
You guys want the quote first, or you guys
I agree. I
want to
definitely agree with that. I like that bacon spices, and for me, I love bitter honey. That bitter honey candy, love that. If I can get that bitter honey with a little caramel with it.
Now what?
And
what
for me,
bottles?
the first thing I think about is the say it again.
I was like, what bottles does that make you think of though? Like, when you said you like the bitter honey flavor, like what would be the number one thing?
First that I think
that one.
Yeah, the first thing I think of with a little heat to it is the ASW, Georgia Hardwood.
Georgia Hardwood.
That fucker's good.
I don't think I've even tried that.
Yeah, ASW Georgia Hardwood. Actually, let Charlie try some when I was home a couple weeks ago. He liked it.
Hope he's doing all right. We haven't seen him.
Got a little kick to it.
Well, I think he's
working nights.
Well, that's good. That's good.
He's working nights and evenings now. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I reached out to him and stuff.
Okay, well, good.
I agree with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that Chuck just put in the chat.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely agree with that. I've never had Detling.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Detling casting. I've never even had that. I've never even seen it. I don't even know what it is. But the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and Elijah Craig Toasted are freaking fantastic. Yes. Winter, fall.
Yeah.
Cold fall, winter. Like if I was going camping right now, let's just say hypothetically, I was like, you know what, I'm going camping. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Toasted would be. I have some Elijah Craig Barrel Proof right here that I'm going to hopefully finish up tonight. But for me, I think I'd rather have the toasted. Definitely, if I'm sitting by the fire outside, by a campfire, it would be a lot of smoke there. I think that would be, in my opinion, might be really something more advantageous for that type of feel outside. But now one of the things that Penelope makes that toasted honey, not the heavy honey or the heavy toasted honey, but it's the toasted honey.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember how it looks exactly on the bottle, but that is fantastic for. No, I'm lying. That is not true. That is a bold-faced lie. Their toasted is freaking awesome. Their honey tastes like crap. That's my opinion. I'm not a spokesperson for them. But the toasted, anything toasted would be good. But I was going to tell you though, the Nelson Brother honey.
Yeah.
That would be a nice one to take up there, at a fire. Of course, I have rules that are associated with my Nelson Brothers honey cast. But anyway, what about somebody else?
No, I agree with Elijah Craig, both of them. Depending on how cold it would it be, if it's super cold, I'd want the barrel proof just for the extra heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the toasted, I'd want that because I pull more flavors out of the toasted than I do the barrel proof. But I'm wanting something just to settle down for this time of year. You got all the baking and stuff going on for Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, New Year's, and all the cooking and things like that. So I gravitate to something with some spice to it. And Pikesville Rye is one that I find this time of year that I really enjoy. just for all the spices that it brings to it. It's a very easy drinker, but it is very flavorful.
You know, that would be something. What you said there actually makes a lot of sense too with the rye. Rye would open up a lot with heat from a fire and stuff like that because you have more of your senses engaged. It would make a lot of sense that a rye would be something that definitely in the wintertime, that's the taste you're looking for. Open up some of those heat and it gives you that natural warming feeling potentially, right? So that makes a lot of sense. I dig that. That's a great response there. What about somebody else?
Yeah. Well, since there's only me left, I think otherwise.
I didn't know that Mark went.
Did he not go?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He said the thing about honey. That's right.
Yeah, the bit of honey and all that. Yeah. So I'm going to say. Anyway, so I kind of going off of what Gene said a little bit. That I tend to lean towards either like the more high rise, the more like heat forward kind of drinks. Is one way I go, and the other way is obviously with like your peated scotches to get like that heavy smokiness. It is to me very much reminiscent of being around a campfire anyway, especially if you got some moldy leaves that you're burning in there. Like in terms of like I guess what you're picking up, like in terms of smells and all that stuff. But the warmingness of it, I think it's I know I'm unpopular with the peated scotches, but there's something bracing about it, especially on a cold day.
I had one this evening that came in my advent calendar.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that.
Lavalin?
I can't see it.
Mark, maybe you know better than I do. It's the one that starts with the L. And I've had that before.
L-A-G-A-N.
Is that Is it Lagavulin?
I guess. I don't want to butcher it up because it was actually fairly.
Why not? The rest of us are.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, he's trying
It's like war
he
shots.
saw us and it's like, well,
I like what Jody said. Shit, it works.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
But no, this is an 8-year-old single malt and uber smoky, but not earthy like you're eating earth. This is like you were sitting at a very smoky campfire where you had just smoked your whiskey in the glass. I mean, it was like real smoky, but it wasn't to the point where it was off-putting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, they're the ones who did the that 11-year Caribbean cask that I raved about a while ago when I went to one of our local tasting group tastings over at Puff Daddy's place. And I raved about it so much the guy gave me a little sample take. I must haven't had that actually. But like it was really damn good. But yeah, Lavalin or however you say it. They make some good scotch. So.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. But I was gonna read the quote. This is a fun one for you. Stop me if you heard this one, or if you know who it is, call it out. You're not drunk if you can lie on the floor without holding on.
If you can lie on the floor with what?
Without holding on.
Holding on to what?
Oh,
did you say lie on the floor?
Yeah, you're not drunk if you can lie on the floor without holding on.
Oh, okay. I thought you said line the floor. I was like what are you lining it with?
Oh, no. I guess yourself.
Lying on the floor. Got it.
Lie. You can lie on the floor without holding on.
I hope it's somebody that's dead from alcoholism. I really do, because that is such a great thing that would go with that person.
Yeah.
It'd be like somebody like Ozzy Osbourne saying something that's associated with. Yeah, and you're like, so Michael just asked us what we're sipping. We've already went through that. So we have one Weller Foolproof, Redwood Empire, Evan Williams, and then I forgot what Dave was drinking.
Redemption High Rye.
Redemption High Rye.
Or a little bit more, speaking of. But yeah, so any thoughts? I don't know how this person is dead. I'm not sure exactly how they died.
Okay, so
no,
He's gone.
I want to say.
You bet, Michael.
I want to say it's somebody in the cool days like Marlon Brando, James Dean, something like that. That's
Dean Martin.
That was the other one I was thinking of.
That's it.
That was the other one I was thinking of.
Dean Martin.
Just throwing it out there.
I don't actually know what he does.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But I was immediately thinking of the other guy's name, which was Dean Martin.
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere, the Rat Pack,
Yep.
Yeah.
So
anyway, I could. I'm not going to read his. Anyway, it's not great television.
What you're reading his Wikipedia page?
I was starting to read his Wikipedia, and I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Have you ever read Wikipedia and had somebody change it right in front of your eyes?
No.
No.
I bet that's quite entertaining.
It is. I was like, did I read that correctly? And then you go back and it's...
Oh, that's right. Chuck is drinking the Sagamore Portcast. Ooh, that's a good one.
Nice.
Port's good on a cold day in general, anyway. Fortified wine.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. So I think one of the things that that the new Grey Goose beer collaboration is with Bardstown supposed to be released soon. I think it's what Chuck said the other day. I barely keep up with all the VIP chatter. What?
Grey Goose beer?
It's been in a cast. It's a collaboration with that company.
Oh, okay.
No, it's bourbon, but it has.
Are you thinking of Goose Island?
That's probably what it is, Goose Island.
Goose Island, yeah.
Anyway, I have a bottle of that, and I hate it. And I've actually, and you know how much I'm a fanboy of Bardstown. I poured it out. Remember we were talking about it one time. I poured it out while we were sitting here. But
pour things out. It's true.
And supposedly the BTACs are out right now. I have not seen them.
I only pour things out into my body. So
we still need to come over and pick up some of my lockers full because
I know. I need to figure out what I'm doing now.
Yep, you need to figure that out. You also have never met the donkeys.
I haven't. I need to meet the donkeys.
Yeah, I know. And the donkeys, everybody loves the donkeys.
Do you love the donkeys?
Donkeys are my favorite part of my day.
Damn, that's right. How are they?
The way you said it, you're like, everyone likes the donkeys. Nobody gives a shit about me. Like,
no, I think people like me. There's at least one person. What were you saying, Mark?
No, I'm saying, how are they?
They're good.
What are they up to? What's their day like?
Well, their day, so they spend a lot of time fucking with each other. So that's what's really funny. So they'll eat, and then they'll take a nap. And then they've got this game that they play where they bite each other on the penis and then chase each other around the pasture. And it's like, to be honest with you, I would kick the shit out of you once I got up if you bit my penis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't stay friends with people that bite you.
No, it's not something where you go, I definitely if it's a dude. Like one of your boys, and he's like just bends down and just bites you the tip of your penis. Like, I don't get those guys. They do that. They chase each other around. Then they fight each other, and it's like they stand on their back legs and they fight each other with their paws and their people teeth. They have flat teeth, so they're sitting there like it looks like Clash of the Titans, but it's these these 50-pound donkeys that are just And it's funny because they started braying really loud now too, and the braying is I like, but like they were doing this new thing today. I was like, what the hell is that high pitched sound? And so they've learned how to mimic their chicken, their little squeaky toy chicken.
Okay.
They've learned how to mimic that, and so now they do this high, like it sounds like it's like a high pitched squeal, but it sounds like it's losing air as it's going, because that's what their chicken does.
That's what, yeah. I was just gonna say, if you saw the videos with that donkey that loves that damn chicken.
Yeah, well, that's how come I have it, because I've seen those videos. I watch a lot of shorts with those videos.
Yeah, my wife actually bought one of those for our pity, and that's her favorite toy, is that damn thing. And just making that noise, and she makes that very same noise, that high pitched, losing air noise.
It's like a high pitched losing air noise, and you're like, how are you guys doing that?
And I mean,
but they do it. They do it.
And it's so wild. I had no idea that they made sounds like that.
And supposedly they're supposed to be like really smart, and like what's funny was I was working on their barn yesterday a little bit. I think it was yesterday. Might have been the day before. I'd put their shutters on, and had an electrical cord run over into their pasture. And I turn around and they're curious animals, so they want to check out the electric cord. And I'm like, stay away from it. No, yelling at him. And
do they respond to that? Can they tell you that you're?
Let me finish. So Finn started doing it again, and so he started going over there. I said, I looked. I didn't get a chance to fully turn around, and Huck was like taking his body and trying to push him away, going, "You're fucking up, dude. Dad's getting ready to get pissed again." So,
he's getting on to his brother or whatever.
Yeah, and so they've gotten smart with that. They know when feeding time is. Trust me, they'll let you know. But they're funny. They're funny animals, and they're funny until they bite you, because they'll bite you, like to screw with you, and they'll put their ears down and run like you're going to go chase their asses, through the.
So they think they're being funny, like they're.
And they are being.
I'm gonna bite him and run away. Like.
Mm-hmm. It's like having two 50-pound toddlers that have hair on them and big ears out in my front yard. They may have Down syndrome.
Shit. Okay.
Not that Down syndrome's bad. I love those people. That's not what I meant.
No.
But yeah, I should come down for like the show sometime, if that's cool with you. Like either next Monday or Monday after, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Work that out.
Need to, you can stay here. I don't care.
Well, I'll have to work the next day.
Well, you can leave from my house.
True, but it would be pretty damn rare.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
Go collect some bottles.
I'm not trying to get that hammer, is what I'm saying. Like,
just let it go. But yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want you to get that hammered either.
Yeah, I would also.
Not during a school night. Well, actually, I don't.
I just don't want to feel like shit in the morning more than anything else. Like I'm of the age where hangovers, like they're never fun, but like you put up with them, like as a younger person. And now I'm at the point I'm like, I don't want to be hungover. It feels like shit. I drink a little bit, I have a good time. I'm not trying to fucking hate my life the next day.
Stay hydrated.
That's it. But yeah, I'll be probably not. Maybe the 16th, because I'll be just starting my new job next Monday, and I definitely do not need a hangover that Tuesday. Just in case things don't go as planned.
Just let me know.
All right, I'll let you know.
We'll figure it out. But you can always come on the weekends too.
It's true.
It just needs to be on a weekend, and I know you're coming ahead of time.
This month is just.
I may make plans. Yeah.
I understand. I make plans too.
But anyway,
that problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. So we know a lot of the drops are happening right now and stuff of that nature. Is there anything out there that you guys are looking for that you're like, I'm kind of super excited about this? Or you're just kind of like, you hear the drops, maybe you're on the emails of some, maybe you have a person that's really, really close to you in your life. They're sending you pictures of what they have available. Who knows? Maybe you have all that. I don't know. But is there something? Yeah, is there anything that you're looking for?
I'm not really.
Nothing really for me. I would like to get my hands on another Lot B. It's been a while since I've had one. At a decent price.
Pappy, the Pappy Family Reserve. Yeah. I had a chance to get some of that the other day, and they wanted $100 for it, and I was like, $120 per ounce, and I was like,
per ounce?
Yeah, and I was like, well, it's 1.5 ounce.
I was like, shit.
No.
Well, yes, ounce.
No, I would pay $50, $60 for it, but not 120. I was like, you're out of your damn mind, dude. It ain't happening. You got any Buffalo Trace? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, that's all I have.
Yeah.
There you go.
You can buy for 120. You can buy 2 bottles of Woodford Double Oak. Like that's literally just the math in your mind. It's like I could have 2 of those or 1 pour of this. I'm gonna do that. that's on my brain.
And don't get me wrong. I really love the Reserve Lot B, like Pappy Van Winkle or the Winkle Family Reserve Lot B. That is a freaking always every year a staple. That is really matter of fact, it's my favorite Pappy product is the Lot B. It really is. I can't say I've had them all. I've never had a 23, I think it is. I've never had that one, but I've had the 15. I've had the 10, and I've had Lot B, and Lot B is, in my opinion, it's the best.
Yeah.
Chuck wants the Michter's 20 year.
Oh, love Michter's 20. Love
And-
that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just missed the Michter's 20, and yeah.
What about anybody
I
else?
just missed.
for what I'm looking
I
for.
mean, there was a few things like the Michter's 20. I'd pick it up if it gets to my area, if I can get my hands on it. Yeah, and there's a couple others that Chuck had posted in the VIP that I can't think of now. Is like, ooh, that would be nice. But I'd have to go scroll back up to the VIP to find those. But there's really nothing I'm really hunting for. I just targets of opportunity, I guess you could say.
The big ones for me, if I could find
Yeah.
right now, that I'm looking for, because I know it's during the time that they drop, is Rock Hill Farm is number one on the list.
Sure.
I won't be able to get. I mean, I'll get my every year GTS, but I won't be able to find an Eagle Rare 17. Won't be able to find that, so I'll have to go to most likely down to. I was telling Jordan. You remember Jordan, right, David?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jordan and Kelsey finally got engaged, and they're getting married and all this stuff. And I was like, I need to take them out to dinner. And they're like, I'd like to do fancy. Can we do a fancy restaurant? And they're like, so they started naming all these places. I'm like, I'm taking you guys out to dinner, so would it be on me? So I want to go to Ernest Bar and Hideaway, because I know that they have the BTACs and they have the 17-year and all that there. So that's where I will probably end up going with them. I'll take them out to eat and spend $700-800 probably on a meal for them, but it's all good. I'm excited for their.
Yeah, you spent big dollars on me went out there. I'm still.
I did. Me and Jay. We dropped some biscuits out there.
I was out there. I'm like, what's on that appetizer menu? Because that's what I'm going to be having over here. I get just a couple of croutons and some water. I'm a little bit less hard off than I was at that point, but that was kind of a financial low point for me when I was out there. So,
wow, $1,200 for the Michter's 20. I wonder if is that MSRP?
He's going to tell you.
$1,200. That seems really high for MSRP.
I don't know if they know what people will pay for it on the secondary.
I'll be honest with you. I don't like Michter's enough that now I do like Bomburgers. That is a Michter's product. I like that one a whole lot.
Bomburgers is great.
Yeah. The last one I got, I have 2 bottles, but the last one I got was I think it was 21. I got it from Chuck, actually. He sent it to me. So. But no, as for looking for anything, I don't know that there's anything I'm looking for. But if I can, like, it's that time of year, like if I find, I know I'll get the GTS. I know I'll get that at some point. Normally, it doesn't come in until after all the drops. Then I'll finally get one. But I know I'll get that. But outside of that, if I can't find Eagle Rare 17, which I won't be able to find, I don't know if there's anything I'm really looking forward to getting. Now, if I come across what's the perfect bourbon whatever Weller product, I will get that one. The PYRB or something like that.
The thing with the white label.
CYP.
Yeah, CYP.
Create your own. Yeah,
create your own perfect bourbon. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if I can get that, I wouldn't mind having a bottle of it. It is not my favorite by any means. I would rank it slightly. Now, honestly, I'd rank it below antique. To be perfectly honest with you, if I had to rank them, it would go antique. 12-year, and then it would be single barrel, full proof.
Chuck said that's MSRP, that 1,200.
Wow, that is high.
That is really high.
Yeah, I'll walk past that one.
Yeah,
I'll pay high dollar for stuff, but not something like that. Not something that's not one of my favorite.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you guys know what I'll pay for Eagle Rare 17, so.
And you still can't get it even then, which is insane.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, I put it out there as an open offer. Like, I will give you the money right now.
And I get it too, especially for Eagle Rare 17. So it's
but yeah, they're wanting
trip to Ernest, man. It's good.
But they're wanting stupid money for it now. So
yeah, that's what they're gonna get.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between like, for me, I'm a a drinker of bourbon and not a collector of bourbon, right? So if I'm looking to have some bourbon, I want to have a drink of it. I can articulate to myself between $1,500, $1,700, $1,800 that though I will pay that and then I will drink it away with whatever I buy, I would still drink that. But if it was anything over that,
Kind of a hard time opening it up.
It'd be hard for me to open it up. I didn't even pay that much. I didn't pay nowhere close to that for the Queen's bottle.
No.
And
well, that's rather unique. As well, though.
So I don't know the right answer to this, but what I'm telling you is that for me, there's nothing I'm really in search of. I was thinking about this the other day because I have a buddy of mine who loves the salted caramel bourbons. Like it's bourbon that they put salted caramel, I guess, flavoring in it. I don't know. And I was thinking about it. I was like, there's no way I'd drink that. That just sounds horrible, right? But I got thinking about it. I was like, that bottle, I had to go buy them for them. So they were $22 a bottle, somewhere around there. All right. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about that. I was like, it'd be nice if I had like a bourbon that was like honestly, go back to like what we were talking about many years ago. If I could find like Eagle Rare and that was not allocated, but was on the non-allocated list, like was readily available, like Woodford is.
It used to be, yeah.
Yeah, that would be I don't know that I would even go any higher than that. I think that's all I'd want.
You'd just be happy right there, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
nothing wrong with that.
The standard by which all other bourbon is judged. Like, it's some good stuff. I was going to say something. I picked up. So when I went to Virginia, when you go to the airport in Nashville, they have the little liquor store in there. That you can go. And I'll pick up something that's like. So I picked up a bottle of like the Chattanooga whiskey, like their regular offering. But it's good stuff. Solid staple. Some of the other expressions are much nicer. Don't get me wrong, but like they gouge the shit out of you at the airport. So I'm not trying to spend big dollars. But I also picked up something. It was made by some company called like Standard or The Standard or something like that.
No. Standard that's actually so I've went there.
Okay.
So they have a place. Actually, Michelle and I think. I know she and I went there too. But anyway, it's a place that's located downtown Franklin.
Okay.
They are a bourbon distillery.
Yes.
But they have a store front, like bar, eatery. Coffee place and all that, which is a freaking novel idea, and they get a lot of foot traffic and stuff like that.
Sure.
All their product is MGP, and they're aging their own product right now, and they're using MGP as they have a huge dollar, like investor, like some of the bankers, and then I was looking at their prospectus because I was going to look at investing them, but then I tried like their whiskey. Their bourbon is pretty good. Their bourbon is actually really good. If you get one of the plain, when I say plain, they have a.
I know exactly what you're talking about because it's about what I'm about to mention.
They have like if you get one of the plain. When I say plain, I'm talking about like just a regular cast strength,
non flavored whiskey.
Yeah. And the rest of them's not flavored so much, but they make better mixers at high proof than they do bourbon. Like if you want an old fashioned, they are perfect for that. If you want a Manhattan or something, they'd be perfect for that.
Gotcha.
They also have I forget which one it's called, but I have it upstairs. The stable has one that it's a high rye as well. It's a bourbon with a high rye and high rye content, and that's the one that I'm not a big fan of. But I can see how people like it specifically for the aspect of mixing it because it has a very upfront, I don't want to say fruit, but like let's say wild vegetation.
Well, whatever that other flavor is, it tends to stand out. And the thing I was going to say is I picked up like their Arabica coffee, whatever expression. So it is legitimately 40% alcohol. It is 80 proof alcohol that has been made somehow with Arabica beans or whatever. And you get really strong notes of. I was actually surprised by it because it's not normally my thing. It tasted like a liqueur, but it was drinking at 80 proof, and it got strong like coffee, like dark chocolate, like those kind of notes. And I brought this up because my brother and the folks in the house, I figured they'd appreciate it more than which I was correct about actually. But like I was actually surprised. I was like, this is actually not bad. Like this is not necessarily a go-to, but if I just like wanted to try something different, or
and that's kind of how their storefront is that they try to sell. Like we went there in the summertime, and so they really had a lot of bourbon forward. We'll call it warm, sunny day type of drinks, but they're there for, quite honestly, I think what they're doing. This is just what I think. And don't get me wrong, they have a huge amount of investors from big money, like big money. All right. Their portfolio is freaking large. That's the reason why when I seen that they opened up in Franklin, I was like, it doesn't surprise me. They're probably in a space that's $20,000 or more a month, to rent, and it's it's about as big as my downstairs. It's not very big, right? But they're what's that?
It's a tasting room up front. Well, that I guess they have little.
No. So when you go into it, it's a bar and a coffee shop right here on the left as soon as you walk in, and then they have seating all over the place, and they have like, I want to call them like charcuterie food. I'm not saying that they're charcuterie, but they're charcuterie like food, if that makes any sense. Like they're small,
like small plates and stuff.
Yeah. So they have some of that. And then it's just a comfortable place to sit, but you can tell they're trying to push their market of mixed drinks, because I do think in their mixed drinks that they've got a thing going on there.
Yeah.
They have a great mixologist that's working for them. That's making the drinks up.
I might need to check that place out. You said it's just their whatever distillery or their storefront of their distillery is just
the storefront is it's right up. It's so like if you park on the square. You remember when we went to that place that we got me, you, and Mark went to that place where we had bourbon.
Obi Joyful.
Obi. What was the name of that place?
I just said it. It's called Obi Joyful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's approximately.
Yep.
So it's approximately 10 maybe stores going towards Starbucks, which is on the corner of 5.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But and then they have on the other side of, like, if you're going towards the courthouse, on the back side of that, underneath Mellow Mushroom, they have a speakeasy. And they have a brand which I've been to as well. But the one that I want to go is the one right up here. They have also charcuterie type foods, high dollar charcuterie type foods, but it's in Columbia and it's brand new. It's right down the road from. It's on. Like, David, you've been through Columbia, the square. So if you stay on that main road, Nashville Highway, and instead of going towards the square, if you go straight for about maybe 200 feet, it's this one black door that's located right there on the left, about 3 businesses down from the corner.
And I know exactly what you're talking about. I couldn't tell you what was there.
Yeah,
I know exactly the spot you're talking about.
Yeah. So it's right across the street from the Baxter's Antiques and stuff. So it's right across the street. Well, we sound very southern when we're talking about this because antique stores.
That sounds very, very quaint. And the people who are not from here, like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Like the minutia. Streets.
Well, I mean,
if you get to Charlotte, go to that place though.
If you get what?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Mark?
If you get to Charlotte, Charlotte. If you get to Charlotte, the place that I went to, I sent some pictures. It's called Backstage Lounge. It's a little speakeasy.
Nice.
You'll walk right past it. You'll go to a barbershop and they'll laugh at you.
I got stuck in the.
But they do a Christmas theme every year.
There's a place in Nashville like that. They have like a basement bar. I can't remember which hotel it is. There's a basement bar that is Christmas themed like year round, and all their mixed drinks are Christmas themed. Be honest, their mixed drinks are dog shit, but it's fun to go down there and just get yourself a real drink instead. Anything off their mixed menu. You might want to think you're going to be fun, but you'll be disappointed. Like they were bad. I can't remember the name of the place.
I don't know. That Mark posted.
What's that?
So that menu that Mark posted in the VIP when he was, sending videos about that, man, that looked like a damn good menu. It'd be a tough choice.
Yeah, it is. It is. The fuckers went up too.
Well, so the last out of state place I went to that was really good is when I went on my academic business meetings out in Atlanta. I went to the original Red Phone booth and really enjoyed meeting the owner there.
You're cutting out.
I'm cutting out. Must be Cyber Mondays.
Must be the Cyber Mondays. It's getting you, man.
It is, but I don't really care if you don't hear
me. I want you to buy a new microphone.
What do you say about Biden? But anyway,
there you go.
54 minutes. We did. I think it's a record for us. Or somebody said something political.
I thought you said something political first.
I didn't say anything political.
I thought you said, "Is it a Biden microphone?" I said, "Are you asking me if it's a Biden microphone?"
I said they're trying to get you to buy a new microphone.
No, my microphone's fine, man. It outruns me all day long. It is the best top of the shape, best of health, can climb stairs,
very healthy
microphone that I've ever had in my life.
That's right. It's the best one ever.
It would not be one that would trip over a stair once, twice, or even 4 times.
I don't know.
It would never do that.
Yeah.
It's the kind that looks classy and is right here for us. Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Since we're ending the show, again, subscribe, turn on notifications, little bells, whatever. Do all that kind of crazy stuff. We'll bring a little bit more fire next time. Hopefully, we had a decent conversation for something that wasn't really even really.
We had fun. We had a consistent turnout. People were commenting. We had Chuck and Mike and a little old fashioned building.
Yeah, Chad. That was Chad.
Chad, yes, Chad.
No, our sports guy. What the hell's his name, Dave? The guy.
Daniel Barry Sports.
Yeah, he wasn't here tonight.
Yeah, he wasn't here this time. Well, it's because we've been looking.
He must have thought we ghosted him last week.
That probably he felt like he got stood up by us.
But we ghosted everybody last week.
We did ghost him. We told him though. We didn't ghost. We told him we weren't going to be there because.
I know. But you had to watch the whole show. I didn't say anything risque tonight either. I think it's a sweater. I think it's because I was told I looked like
it made you a little bit wholesome, a little bit kinder.
I kept my fuck words to a minimum.
You kept your fuck words to a minimum. You only said don't touch my helmet once.
That was the start, and it was, and I did the whole thing.
I know you got to get a couple out of your system. You get a pass on some of those.
Dude, you can't spend 22 years in the military and not come up with some stupid ass shit to say all the time. All right, this is you've been around me and my military buddies. And you're I looked at you one time and you're like, I don't think you guys like each other. I'm like, we do. We're besties. This is what we talk like each other all the time.
It works.
How Billy said that when Billy came up, he said that about you and me. He's like, I don't know if you like each other. It's like, why do you guys hang out?
But it's different. We don't like each other.
I'm like, yeah. Uh-huh.
But no, it's a good group of people that been around here. Again, I want to give a shout out to all the people that are either traveling or traveling for our government or serving overseas, this, that, and whatever. I get it that this is the time of year that's kind of the most. I've been there a few times. This is the time of the year that's the hardest. And if you're going home after the first of the year, you only got a few months left. So, have a good time, be safe, and with everybody, let's keep everybody healthy and let's be kind to each other and be good to ourselves.
That's right.
And with that being said, because I know that's Miles' favorite thing, good night, everybody.
That's it. Cheers, guys. We'll see you next week.